Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3, season 3 of the Aberdeen rebuild. I'll leave a link down in the description to the playlist for this rebuild where you get access to episodes 1 to episode 3 from now. Don't forget, if you're new around here, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you keep up to date when we post things on the channel. As you can see, starting into season 3, we have started off really well, undefeated, 10 points on the board, and the good thing is Celtic's dropped points to Hibs. So yes, joint 3 in that top position so far, and we've done fantastic recruitment this summer. I'm going to get straight into the transfers that we've done so far. So if I go into here and we'll go into the transfer history, as you can see, we've spent a little bit of cash. We've also sold a lot. So we'll start with the outs. McNally's went out on loan to Bolton. Um, this guy, Maximo, sorry, terrible pronunciation, I know. Maximo, we're going to call him Maxi, okay? His contract release clause was met by the Saudi Arabian club for 13.75 million, which isn't too bad considering we got him on a free transfer just a season ago. Nothing we could do to stop it. I tried to offer him a new contract, but he wanted to go elsewhere. We've also sold the striker that we had out on loan last season. He did have a fantastic season with us in the first year. However, just never really wanted to sign that new deal and was a bit of a pain in the arse, if I do say so myself. Um, we sold the old guy, the Norwegian lad. He's went back to Norway. We've got a nice replacement in for him as well. Collins, we've let him go out because he wasn't very happy. I left him at the Champions League registration, but unfortunately for us, the way it works in regards to registering people on the Champions League, he had to miss out, unfortunately. We've also sold Clarkson, who just didn't really feature at all for us while we've been in charge, and I thought it was only fair that we did let him go out on a permanent deal, as we've recruited more players in the midfield, and it's just going to push him a bit further out the team. We sold a backup goalkeeper as well, as he just wasn't really featuring, and we've went and splashed some cash on some really nice new players around the team. So starting straight away with the ins, we went and got Nathaniel Phillips from ex-Liverpool. Brought him on a free transfer just to add some more squad balance to this player. As you can see, he's already unhappy about being left out of the Champions League squad. But unfortunately for him, there was better players at choice at that point. We brought in an ex-Rangers centre-back from John here. As you can see, started off really well for us, and he's going to be critical to that first team spot in our team. Did really well at Rangers while he was there, played a lot of games for them, but now he's an Aberdeen player. A nice rotation as well. We've brought in Kieran Dowell, or Dorwell, sorry. Brought him in on a free transfer, ex-Rangers player. As you can see, once again, had a really good season at Rangers last year. Very surprised they let him go on a free transfer, but hopefully he can do the same here that he did when he was at Rangers. Another mediocre one that I monitored from last season. He didn't sign a contract with anybody at all last season. We brought in Sean Longstaff on a free transfer from Newcastle United. Some really good stats there, and hopefully he can prove to show why he belongs in an Aberdeen shirt. Another player we sold, which I forgot to mention as well, Sayala. We sold him as well. He's away to France. He just didn't feature enough for us, and he didn't really want to sign a new deal because his contract was coming towards an end. And I thought it was only right to get the 3.3 million to invest it back into the team. So looking at where we've spent money this year, as you can see from the transfers we've done, we've brought in a goalkeeper from Legia Warsaw. As you can see, we've went and signed a goalkeeper from Poland. As you can see, the international star comes in the age of 23 years old. We've spent a total of 2.8 million on him, and he's came in from Legia Warsaw from Poland. Fantastic little capture from us, I do say so myself. Really cheap getting him, and his stats look fantastic. He can only get better in this team as well. Another player I've brought in as well is Oscar. I seen him. He came up in the scouting reports, and I thought at 2.7 million, it's a no-brainer to get him from Ecuador. Solid stats and a solid midfielder to bring into Scotland. Next one we brought in Lazar here from the Italian league. He's came in on a free transfer, and I thought it was a no-brainer. We had him on a bit of a trial period. He had a fantastic trial with us, and we thought, why not get him on a permanent deal? And we went and done so, and rightly so as well. 2 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. Fantastic start from him. Another one adding some serious squad depth to the team is Tom Davies. Obviously, ex-Everton, went to Sheffield United, never really had his career lifted from there, and now he's in Scotland, and hopefully starts as well as he has so far. 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 man of the match from him. Really good to see from Tom Davies. And then a familiar face here in Aberdeen, Calvin Ramsey. We've brought him in on a loan from Liverpool. There isn't a massive option to buy him. We're never going to be able to afford this. £37.5 million if we did want to make it a permanent deal. But unfortunately for us, we're never going to be able to afford that. But it's someone in a position where we really needed to invest heavily this year to really challenge for that Scottish Premiership title. So a loan from Liverpool, season come back to his boyhood club where he was back in 2022 in the 2021 season before he made that £4.2 million move to Liverpool. But yes, starting off really well with us, 4 games, 2 assists so far, really has shone coming back to Aberdeen. So overall, start of the season, we've done really well. We had a fantastic start to our Champions League position with the knockouts before we got through to the actual league themselves. We went and beat Copenhagen 2-1 at our ground, sorry, and then we drew 2-2 at their ground, which seen us go through to the next round, which we placed against FC20, which we went and beat 3-2 at their ground, and then drawn 2-2, which allowed us to go through to the next round, which I've never realised there was 3 parts to this. I think there might have been even more, but unfortunately for us, Marseille beating us in both games, seen us exit again in the Champions League, which now means another season of that Europa League phase this year. So, Scottish Premiership side of things, starting off with Hamilton, played really well, 3-1 victory. Then we played Rangers, which we drew 0-0 away from home, which is a solid result, but we really need to turn these draws against the teams like Rangers into wins for next time. Coming up against Raith Rovers in the Scottish League Cup, which we won 4-1 as well, and then we come up against Hearts back in the Scottish Premiership, which we've won also 4-0 at home. Went and played St Mirren, which we beat after Marseille 5-1 away from home, which is fantastic considering they're one of the teams we took a loss with last season. So overall, I'm really happy with how we started in this league campaign. We don't play Celtic now until October, so hopefully by between now and October we can see some results come in and we can get the morale really starting to kick off in this team and fight for that Premiership title once and for all. So I'm going to get us to the end of the season and fingers crossed we can finish in that top spot with the recruitments we've done this season. So as you can see, with regards to the tactic, we're keeping it the same. We're building our team around this tactic. It's only rightly so that we stay with a tactic that's working well for us. We've recruited players to make it a lot stronger and make it so we can fight for that Premiership title. I am locking Lazar into the midfield and hopefully he can turn them draws into wins and hopefully help us lift our first Scottish Premiership title in a long, long time. So welcome back to the end of the season. As you can see, a lot closer than usual. 4 points from Celtic. And the worst part is, as you can see, we were first for a lot of the season. And then the last 3 weeks, we finished second. And here's why. So coming towards the end of the season, as you can see, we lost a game against Celtic 1-0 here. We lost against Hibs here in the Championship group. And then we lost against Celtic and Rangers straight after that as well. So really, really poor from us to keep the top spot all the way until that point there. Just is so upsetting. We could have won this league, and there's literally a few things we could have done to probably change that, which is turn them losses into wins at the end of the season. So a big upset, and we could have turned them draws into wins as well. Look at that. Drawn 1-1 against Kilmarnock twice in a row is just not acceptable in our minds. So, anyway, looking at the team, as you can see, Pellegrini, 26 goals, Hadji, 22 goals. Fantastic from them. Lazar, getting 20 assists this season as well. So fantastic from him for his first year with us. As you can see, from the top to the bottom, Hadji, fantastic, played really well, played the most games out of everybody. 22 goals, 5 assists, 36 appearances. So one of the biggest things when we go into simulating as well, turns out that Hadji gets locked in as a striker because that's his best position by the looks of it. It doesn't show it here, but he does play a lot of his games at striker. So as you can see, if we come into his stats right now, as you can see, Hadji plays at striker a lot. And I mean a lot, which is not good. We need to fix that come next season. He's not the striker that we want. We want him to be a midfielder. We do not want him to be playing up top with the likes of the others. He needs to be the midfielder. Or he could also be sold in the summer if someone's interested in him. Pellegrini, fantastic season from him. Again, 26 goals, 8 assists, 7 man of the matches. He's had a fantastic season once again. We tried to get rid of that release clause last year, and unfortunately, he just didn't want to sign a contract when there was interest being shown from elsewhere. So we'll have to explore that option again before the summer window opens again. Fingers crossed we can get that sorted before then. Edwards, another season with us there. 13 goals this year, 5 assists. Started picking up a little bit more from Edwards, getting more games under his belt, and I'm happy to see that from him as well. As we can see, Lazar came in, fantastic season from him. Centre midfielder, 11 goals, 20 assists, and the average rating has been fantastic from him, and I'm really happy to see that happen this season. So really clinical for him coming in as well. Worthington, he's came in, he's played 28 games this season. He's played really good, but the goals just aren't there for him. So it might be a player that we look to utilise any interest we get from him in the summer. Obviously, Mason Holgate still playing fantastic for us at the back, which is really nice to see as well. Getting 7 goals from a centre-back is fantastic. So some of the key highlights, obviously, as you can see, the players that were signed, the likes of Oscar here, he played 29 games, didn't massively impact the team as a sense of the way he played, but overall, really chuffed with him and his contributions he's had towards the team this season. A couple of the problems that we've got so far, Hope wants to be gone because he didn't really get as much first team football as he would have liked. Tom Davies played a lot of games, played fantastic to say the least as well from that centre defensive midfielder position. And then Spence, as always, playing fantastic on that right back position as well. The biggest one for us this season is the goalkeeper that we brought in. He played the majority, if not every single game he could have possibly played this season, which is fantastic from him and a really good investment from us. As you can see, them stats are absolutely fantastic from this goalkeeper. Some of the key ones that didn't really feature as much, Sean Longstaff not featuring at all really, 1 game from him. Kieran Dowell, another player, 1 game from him as well, not really featuring as much as he would have hoped. And Nathaniel Phillips, not featuring at all for us. So these 4 players at the bottom of this list could be potential players that we look to cash in on in the summer if the interest is there. However, what we're going to look at now is the finances. Are the board backing us next year after a really successful season, but sadly dropping off at the end of that peak? As you can see, the board have backed us a little bit with £2 million, but we did have similar to that last season. Have a look at the transfer budget. They've got £2 million. We can probably adjust this a little bit. So yeah, probably about £4 million to £5 million with a nice healthy wage budget in there included as well. Obviously, we'll look to utilise the free transfer market as much as we can, and we'll also look to sell on players when possible. But yes, we've had a fantastic season, and I'm just gutted that it dropped off at the end overall. With the Europa League, we did quite well as you can see. We made it the round of 16 when we look at the league stages. With regards to the league stages, we must have played fantastic. I can't actually find the league stages for some reason. It will not let me go into the league stages. But anyway, we must have played good because we got through at the round of 16 where we played FC Midgelad. We beat them 4-2 away from home and then just completely switched off and got beat 3-0 at home. Guessing because of the Tom Davies red card, which by the looks of it, yes, it was that. That's played a massive factor in how we've lost this game because we played really well getting them shots off target, but Mitchell just really gave us the game after he got sent off and we went down to 10 men. So very unfortunate that. One player very sad to see go back to Liverpool is indeed Calvin Ramsey. He had a fantastic season with us while he was on loan, going back to Liverpool, and as you can see, he's got a reasonable amount of value on him. So could we make this permanent in the summer window? Because I would be open to bringing this lad back home and playing for his boyhood club. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the series so far. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so it keeps you up to date of when we release the next episode of this, and don't forget to join the votes when we pick our next team in the next league we're going to focus on in the next rebuild. That's episode 3 over and done with. Hopefully we can be bigger and better come season 4 for this ultimate rebuild of Aberdeen. Thanks for watching and see you later.